Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, dear brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum guys, it's been a while. Hope you are doing well. So in this video we will do a short revision in literature. Stay tuned. Alright guys, in this revision we will start directly by poetry. So first things first, what is poetry?
Now I see fire inside the mountain. I see fire.
Poetry is one of the three well-known literary genres: drama, prose, poetry. The term poetry derives from the Greek word poiesis, which means produce. It is the oldest form of literature and it uses aesthetic, rhythmic, and complex qualities of language to describe a simple experience, someone, or something. Poetry is based on the interplay of words and rhythm, in which it employs rules concerning rhyme and meter. Now let's talk about types of poetry. In literature we have too many types of poetry, but there are only two major ones: narrative poetry and lyric poetry. But here we are concerned with lyric poetry only. So, lyric poetry has a regular rhyme and meter pattern, which reveals a poet's thoughts and feelings. Now I think you are asking yourselves, what is meter? What is rhyme? Well, these are the two of four elements required to scansion a poem. Let's see all of these elements. First, we have foot. The second one is meter. The third one is rhyme, and the fourth is stanza.
I see fire, hollow soul. I see fire.
Alright, let's start with the foot. Foot is the smallest element in a poem. It is the combination of stressed and unstressed syllables patterns, and it is indicated by a slash. Now, let's have a look on the foot types. So guys, here's the first type of foot, which is called iambic foot. Iambic foot is composed of unstressed plus stressed syllables. As an example, here we have again, above, reduce. And you can see that the stressed syllables are capitalized to show the difference. And now the second type is called trochaic. Trochaic foot is composed of stressed plus unstressed syllables. As an example, here we have sinner, worthless, fortune. And now the third type, which is called anapistic. Anapistic foot is composed of unstressed plus stressed syllables. As an example, we have contradict, volunteer, guarantee. Now let's move to a bigger element, which is the meter. In fact, foot is a part of the meter. In other words, the meter is measured by the number of feet in a verse, and every foot is marked with a slash. And of course, meter also has many types. Let's see all of these types. So as you can see here, guys, these are the 6 types of meter. First type is called monometer, and it occurs when we have one foot or one slash in one single line or verse. Dimeter is when we have 2 feet in one line. Trimeter is when we have 3. Tetrameter is when we have 4. Pentameter is when we have 5. And hexameter is when we have 6. Now let's move to the third element, which is rhyme. So guys, rhyme simply is the sound pattern that comes at the end of every verse in the ending word. As an example, we have I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath he didn't end. I was angry with my foe. I told my wrath he wasn't slow. As you can see, we have a 4-line poem, and we have similar and different ending sounds in each line. So let's talk about rhyme scheme or rhyme pattern. The rule says that rhyme is indicated by alphabetical order, and each letter refers to a different sound. And if the same sound is repeated in another verse, the letter that refers to it is also repeated. So let's use this rule to our example. In the first line, we have the ending word friend. So according to the rule, we have to stick to the alphabetical order. So we will refer to this ending word by an A. In the second verse, we have the ending word end. So let's try and compare the ending words of the two lines. Friend, end. Friend, end. They are the same. So the rule says, if the same sound is repeated in another verse, the letter that refers to it is also repeated. So we're gonna put another A here. So let's continue with the two last verses. We have the word foe and we have the word slow. Foe, slow, foe, slow. They are the same to each other, but they are different from the two first verses ending words, friend and end. So we refer to them by B. So here in conclusion, we have the rhyme pattern or scheme AABB. Let's have another different example. Here we have the people along the sand all turn and look one way. They turn their back on the land, they look at the sky all day. So here, unlike the previous example, we have the first two ending words different from each other, and so do the last two words. But here the first line is the same with the third one, and the second line is also similar to the fourth one. So according to the rule, the letters reference should be like this. And the rhyme scheme or pattern is AB, AB. Now let's see the final element, which is called stanza. So simply, stanza for a poem is like a paragraph for a text, and it depends on the number of lines. If we have 2 lines, it is called a couplet. If it is 3 lines, it is a tercet. If it is 4, it's a quatrain. If it is 5, it's a cinquain. 6, sestet. 7, septet. 8, octet. And more than 8, X lines. Now we are done with all of the 4 elements, but let me show you the right way to scansion in a sheet of paper. Please have a look and focus with me. So here we are going to scansion the verse, the only news he knows. In this process we are going through 4 stages. First stage is dividing words into syllables. So let's try this. It should be like this. The, on, li, news, he, knows. Okay? Now, next stage is identifying stressed and unstressed syllables. And keep in mind, you need to do this according to word stress rules. So, it should be like this. The is unstressed. On is stressed. Li is unstressed. News is stressed. He is unstressed. Knows is stressed. Now, third stage has 2 steps. The first one is identifying the foot pattern. Remember, foot pattern is the combination of stressed and unstressed syllables. Right Now we have unstressed stressed. That means one iambic foot. Then we have another unstressed stressed pattern. That means another iambic foot. And finally, we have also another unstressed stressed pattern. So it is another iambic foot. So in conclusion, we have three iambic feet. And that will lead us to the second step of this stage, which is identifying the meter. And as we have said, the meter is measured by the number of feet. And here we have 3 feet, so it is a trimeter. And to be more precise, an iambic foot plus an iambic foot plus another iambic foot is an iambic trimeter. And finally, last stage is scansion according to feet slashes. And either by putting stress mark or capitalizing the stressed syllables. And here how it looks like. Okay, so I hope this example was useful for you. Now let's see the 3 major lyric poetry types. Okay, so first we have ode. Ode is the longest type of lyric poem which is made to praise someone, something, or an event. It can have from 3 to 5 X lines. That means 3 to 5 stanzas, and each stanza has more than 8 lines. As an example, we have John Keats' Ode on a Grecian Urn. Second type is called elegy. Elegy is a poem which expresses the feeling of loss about the death of someone. Generally, elegy is written in form of couplets. As an example, we have Emily Dickinson's Because I Couldn't Stop for Death. And finally, we have the Shakespearean sonnet. Shakespearean sonnet has 14 lines composed of 3 quatrain and 1 couplet, written in an iambic foot pattern. As an example, we have Sonnet 37 by Shakespeare. Now, let's look deeper in this example. Now you can see on your left, we have the number of stanzas. We have 4 stanzas, 3 quatrain and 1 couplet. On the right, we have the rhyming scheme. First stanza has an ABAB rhyme pattern. Second one has a CD-CD rhyme pattern. Third quatrain has an EF-EF rhyme pattern. And the last couplet has GG pattern. Now go to the top and have a look on the scansion. Alright, so we have this stress pattern, unstressed, stressed, which is an iambic foot. And we have 5 feet. That means the meter is iambic pentameter. And now, the last thing that we are going to see in poetry is sound devices.
I hope that you remember me.
So, for sound devices, we have the first type, alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of the same first sound in 2 or more words in one single verse, and it can be either a consonant or a vowel. As an example, we have Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Can you say it rapidly? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. The second type is consonants. Consonants is the repetition of the same sound, but only a consonant, in the middle or at the end of the word in a verse. As an example, we have Mike likes his new bike, and I will crawl away the ball. The last type is assonance. Assonance is the repetition of the same sound, but only a vowel in the middle or at the end of the words in a verse. As an example, we have try to light the fire. It beats as it sweeps, as it cleans. Alright, thank you guys for watching this video. Hope it was helpful for you, and if you are confused or have some difficulties, please contact me on Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe. In the end, I wish you a happy new year and an excellent work in your exams. Ciao.
And if we should die tonight, we should all die together. Raise a glass.